Hello and welcome to this free webinar. Now, in this masterclass, I'm going to show you how to get back down to a 32-inch waist without spending hours and hours in the gym. And there's going to be a lot of stuff in there that can help you. Essentially, if you're striving for peak performance, you maybe want to lose a gut, you want to have more energy, you want to sleep better, you maybe want to take control of your mindset or your health issues. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that and what works for our guys right now. And by the way, these guys are all limited by time. So there's no reason that you can't change. Now, essentially, if you've done really well with your career and your business, but this is the last little thing, don't worry, I've got you. I'm going to show you exactly how you can get results. Now, look, why should you listen to me and why should you hang around? Well, look, I've done personally over 1,739 transformations, actually slightly more after I've done this webinar. And look, these are from dads to business owners to busy professionals and also to athletes as well. I used to work with an ice hockey team and some footballers as well. But look, the reason that I am so passionate about this is because I'm a dad and I'm a business owner. So I want our clients not only to get the body that they want, but also to have an elite mindset, to have more energy, to sleep better. And this has to be really carefully created. And I'm going to show you exactly what our clients do to get results. So they're in control of the body, the health, and the mental health. And there are three shifts that you'll need to do if you also want those results. Now, look, I can say all this stuff and you may not listen. So I'm going to show you throughout this webinar the level and the quality of results that we've got. Now, both these guys are limited by time. Both these guys had some health issues joining our camp. Both of these guys are traveling all over the country and doing really well with their work. Now, look, Sebastian's lost over 12 inches and Sean's lost over 9 inches. And these are incredible level of results. But it has to come down to a serious level of accountability and coaching and actually working on the foundations in the systems first, which don't worry, I'm going to run you through in this webinar. So just make sure you hang around for another 10, 15 minutes so you can see how you implement that and how you can get those results straight away. Now, look, like I said, even more reasons to stick around. I'm going to give you recipe books that we give to all our clients, but completely free. Now, these recipes are going to be able to cook in 10 to 15 minutes. They're 300 to 400 calories, and they're really tasty. So it's really easy to implement. We do these for most of our guys because they're not great cooks or they don't want to cook. So we made it super easy for them to stick to and to implement straight away. Now, look, is this for you? Well, look, I know the amount of guys that reach out to us on a daily basis when they inquire, they've tried multiple personal trainers and coaches and nothing seems to work. And probably spent thousands on programs, nothing changes. Now, every time that you fail, that takes a dig at your confidence. Your self-belief goes, your self-trust goes, creates a little bit of anxiety and depression in your life. And you may be sick as well, and maybe having low energy, or you want more confidence. Maybe you've got a poor sex life, and maybe you've got a poor relationship with your wife or even with your kids. Well, look, we're going to show you how to overcome all this and how to actually master this and actually move forward with your life. And the essential thing is as well, like if you're not in control of your body or your health, this will always affect your business. This will always affect your work. And if you want to be a peak performer, this is what you've got to take control of. So if you answered yes to any of those, then keep watching. This is going to be for you. Who is this not for? I wanted to put this in there as well because obviously we don't need to take guys on anymore. But I wanted to say this because a lot of people aren't coachable. They don't come in with a beginner's or a learner's mindset. They're not willing to listen or to implement anything. I always say to the guys as well, like, look, 60% of this you maybe know, but the other 40% is a skill where us as coaches come in to help you implement that stuff. If you think you know better, or then this isn't going to be for you. If you aren't ready to fix things and you just want the surface level shit, if you just want the diet and the training, but you're not willing to look at your health, you're not willing to look at your habits or your mindset, then once again, this isn't going to be for you. And essentially, if you don't want to do the work, this is going to be tough. I always say to our guys, look, we're going to dig into a lot of deep stuff here, but if you're willing to do the work, then you're going to change. Final one, if you need your partner's permission, don't bother watching this. So this is for me. I'm actually going to show you a photo of me as well in a minute. And like 6 years ago, I was giving out crappy and boring nutrition plans because that's what I was doing. I got in amazing shape. I did fitness shows. I did photo shoots. I was shredded. I looked amazing. But I paid the price in my relationships with my family, with my partner. We actually split up at the time. And you know what? It caused me a lot of issues. Like I had candida, I had a leaky gut, I had dry skin and psoriasis because I was pushing my body to the extreme when my health wasn't in the right position to do so. And also my food was boring. I was that guy going to the cinema with chicken and broccoli. I was eating that 5 times a day. And that's not really a system for success. You won't be able to maintain that for 6 months or 12 months. So I'm going to show you how you can actually do that and enjoy the whole process. And over the last 6 years as well, I've spent 6 figures on coaches masterminds on different things to actually work out what other peak performers are doing, what other mentors are doing, and I've actually brought that to all my clients, and that's why we've got so many crazy transformations. So look, here I am. I'm Danny Fox, and there was me. Look, there's a middle photo. That's me absolutely shredded. But what you can't see is me struggling inside. I was burnt out. I was tired. I had digestive issues, and that was all down to an imbalance of the nervous system. I'm going to show you why we go straight and look at that with our clients and what you need to do to change and why that might be happening for you. And obviously, here's me as well. I've got a son right now. I've got two sons, actually, if you count my French bulldog, Freddie, and a partner, Tara. And this is why I have to be there. I'm a dad. I'm running a business. I'm running a team of coaches. We're running hundreds of clients. So look, I have to show, lead from the front, and I have to implement the systems I'm going to talk to you about, because this is what's essentially helped me a lot as well. So look, what can you expect from this masterclass? Well, I'm going to show you the common mistakes that you've made, that you're making right now, and the 3 shifts that you need to make. And I want to show you the level of results that you can get as well. Now, look, I want to ask you these questions, and I ask myself these questions quite regularly. If I feel like I'm in a pit or I'm stuck, especially like 5, 6 years ago. And what would life look like if you could wake up every morning and have limitless energy? You no longer had brain fog. You no longer had a dull headache. You no longer felt slow, or you couldn't think straight, or you procrastinated in the morning, but you woke up, you had focus, you had drive, you had motivation, you had energy. What would your life look like? What would your life look like if you had more libido and you had better blood flow and you wanted more sex with your partner? What would your life look like? What would your life look like if you had more self-confidence and self-worth and you had the body that you wanted? So you no longer had to wear black or baggy clothes, or you could walk down the beach with no top on. What would your life look like? And what would your life look like if you knew about nutrition? And you no longer had sacrifice so much or eat with restriction, but you understood how foods work and what works for you right now. And imagine that all your clothes fitted different and you just felt so much better. You had more emotional control, and you love to get naked in front of your partner. What would your life look like? These are serious questions that people avoid, but it just gives you new perspective and a new change on what could actually be once you get a hold of these things and you don't run away from it no more. So look, here's what you're going to get. I'm going to show you what to eat for energy, fat loss, and peak performance, and get the body that you want. I'm going to show you how to train while limited by time, and I'm going to show you how to take control of your mind, your habits, and your health. So if you want any of those 3 things right now, stick around, because this is really going to help you. Now, look, this is Lance. I want to show you Lance because Lance was bloated, he was distended, he was inflamed. He had lots of different gut issues. He had autoimmune conditions as well. Now look at this. Lance has actually lost 10 inches from his waist, which is absolutely incredible. And you can see the level of results there in 4 months, which people would love in years. And he's actually still going right now, still working with 8 months on. So you can see that our system works in the long term. Now look, this may be you, that maybe you're suffering with low energy like Lance was. He hated looking in the mirror. He was tired of not being able to fit into clothes, and each day was a battle on what he could wear. He avoided social occasions because of how he looked. His performance took a hit because he didn't want to do those extra meetings. He didn't want to socialize, didn't want to go for a drink. This was affecting his every life. And that feeling of having so much pressure and stress and avoiding things, it builds up and it causes chaos in your life. And look, he wasn't in control of his gut health. He felt bloated no matter what he ate, no matter what healthy food he ate, he still felt bloated. And it affected his mental health, it affected his confidence, and he felt anxious all the time. And maybe you're in the same position. If it is, keep watching, because this is really going to help you. Now, like I said, I'm going to show you the 3 shifts that you need to make to get incredible results and get a transformation and actually stick to it. So stick around. Now, look, one of the things that I always find when guys reach out to me is that they will always say, Danny, I've tried everything. Or Danny, I've tried so many different diets or training programs. Why is your system different? And maybe you're so lost and confused after you've tried all these things. And maybe every Monday you restart again. But every time you've got a little bit less belief, a little bit less confidence or self-trust, you can stick to it. And it makes you feel low. It makes you feel drained and tired. And maybe you're in this position as well. So I'm going to show you actually how you overcome this and how our system works, no matter where you are, what position you're in. And how you can actually get the results, because this is a common thing that I get reached out to every single day. So I'm going to show you how you can actually make a real change. I'm going to try and give you so much value in this webinar if you hang around for 10 more minutes. Now, look, the old restrictive way, and this is what I tend to see, that people try endless low-calorie diets, 800 to 1,000 calorie diets, and they see initial momentum, they see initial progress. The first 2, 3, 4 weeks, great results. but then they can't sustain it. They can't maintain it. It's going too fast. And this is one thing that I actually ask all our clients when they join in. Do you think you could, when we're starting out, do you think that you could stick to what we're going to give you in a year's time? And they say, yeah, well, that's a great system. That's something that you can keep going with and keep getting results. We're going at a steady pace, not a fast pace, because eventually you'll fall off without your foundations of your house. Most people spend thousands on personal trainers, but they just get them to work hard and beast them, but the health isn't there. They've already stressed, they've already got anxiety, they've already got too much pressure. They're not tracking the health markers, so they can't see the impact that this training is having on them. Or maybe you've got a rough idea of what's happening in your life right now, but you've got all these other different stresses and pressure in your life. You're not sure how to connect these dots. Well, that's what we do as coaches. And maybe as a result of this, it's causing you more stress, more anxiety. You've got lack of motivation and focus, and you keep distracting yourself and running away from the pain. Makes you feel tired every day and irritable. Now, one of the biggest things that I always see, and I'm going to run through this in a little bit more detail in a minute, 3 things, is that you don't put your health first. I'm going to explain what that means in a minute. You spend too much, you don't have any, you just work out every day and try different workouts or do what you think you should do in the gym, but there's no real plan. There's no real structure or accountability. And I'm going to show you why that is important. And also, you don't look at your mindset. You don't look at potential roadblocks. You need to know what obstacles are going to come. And we point these out to our guys at different stages. You're not aware of your mindset or your current thought process or your beliefs or different blocks that you've got. Once again, we point these out to our guys. And you don't work on your habits. Well, this is your foundations of your house. You need to build a system that works for you a long time. And this comes before diet and training. Now, in our new breakthrough way, right, when our guys implement this, and after they've done the first week, which is like a professional audit where we point out their blood sugar, we take a week assessment on the blood sugar, the blood pressure, respiratory rate, heart rate variability, which tells us the balance between the nervous system. We look at their sleep, we look at their aerobic capacity and CO2 tolerance. No coaches are doing this, but we show them exactly what's happening with their health. Now, once we give them awareness of what's going on, they're more likely to take a different action, and they've got a good understanding and they know the reasons why they're feeling this way. Now, once they start to implement this after the audit, the first month alone, they'll lose 7 to 10 pounds, and they'll lose 1.5 to 2 inches minimum, usually more within the first month, but I wanted to put an average down there for you. And once you do this and you track all this data and you know what everything means and how this makes you feel, you can eat the foods that you like and still lose weight. And every single one of our guys, because they're doing so well in the business or the career, they want high performance, they want more energy, they want to push themselves out of the comfort zone. And this is a way of doing that by tracking every aspect of data. Now, look, here's Jason. Jason's actually lost 10 inches from his waist. And this is so important because one of the biggest things with Jason was that he tried loads of personal trainers. He had different health issues going off. And this is what we showed him. We showed him that he was doing incorrect training for him right now. So what he was actually doing, he was doing lots of HIIT training and CrossFit training, but he had poor health. He had high anxiety. He had high blood pressure, low heart rate variability, which isn't good. You want a high one. He had a high resting heart rate. So he was actually doing the wrong type of training for where his health was at. And this is the power of putting your health first. Once you know what's going on, and once you sort your health out as well, you will crave less. You'll sleep better. You'll feel in more control. You'll have more emotional control, which I'm going to run through in this webinar for you as well. And with Jason as well, his food was too restrictive and it was low calorie. But then that would lead him to the weekend binge eating like Dwayne Johnson, which I'm going to show you in a minute as well. But look, if you want to be a peak performer and a high performer and you want to have limitless energy, keep watching because you're going to love what I'm going to go through in a minute. Now, number one, so the first shift that you're going to have to make is to put your health first. I'm going to break down what this actually means. Now, like I said, the week one when our clients come in, we do a professional audit. Now, what I tend to see is when people have got a high resting heart rate, poor blood sugar, usually either type 2 diabetic or pre-diabetic, or the blood sugar is just high, this is going to drive their cravings. This is going to drive their mood or their irritability. This is going to drive different health issues. And then if you're going to try and put more stress on by doing HIIT training or CrossFit training or weight training, it's going to make you feel even worse. Your recovery is going to poor. You're going to struggle to sleep. It's going to drive anxiety, and you're going to struggle to stick to it. So what we do with our guys, we do a professional audit. We say, hey, look, this is what's going off. This is what you need to change. This is what's going off with all these different health markers. This is how we're going to change this. This is how we're going to get your blood pressure down. This is how we're going to get your blood sugar from diabetic range back to a normal range. Now, all our guys want to know this, they'll take action because they understand it and they know why. We're not avoiding anything. We're not running away from our pain, no matter how scary it is. We're dealing with it. So once you know what to change, it's easy and you'll implement it no matter how scary, because most people, it's like kind of like running through a forest without any GPS. Eventually you'll get lost. So if you just go from workout to workout and you avoid all the health stuff, you try from diet to diet, but you're not looking at the root cause or underlying issues, you'll get lost. And that's essentially what we do for our guys. We give them the roadmap to transform. And the first thing that we focus on is doing a professional audit and tracking the health markers. And the second thing we focus on is positive habits and lifestyle changes. That's the system. That's the foundation of the houses. Now, here's Chris. Now, Chris works on an oil rig, so he was limited by time. He had weird shift patterns. But look at this. In the first month alone, I think Chris actually lost 11 pounds and 2.5 inches in month one. But just look at that photo. And this is over a 5-month period that he lost 9.5 inches. And just look at that change. And this guy was working on an oil rig. This guy was a dad. And it's an amazing result to see. And this is just by doing the professional audit first in week one, then implementing tiny habits so he could stick to it and build up his self-confidence and self-trust. And by optimizing his health and his mindset in month one, then he was more likely to take action. And then it's a far better way of getting results and sticking to it rather than jumping the gun and going from 0 to 100. Now, look, shift 2. And here's Aaron. Aaron's actually dropped 8 inches from his waist. And look at this. We actually planning a photo shoot next year, which is incredible. And that's a big thing for Aaron. He's always wanted to do it. But it's another way of stepping out of his comfort zone and being a peak performer as well. So, and you don't have to do that. This is just Aaron's goal, by the way. So you're doing the wrong type of training. Now, let me tell you right now, if you've got high blood pressure, you've got high blood sugar, you've got low heart rate variability, you've got high resting heart rate, you should not be doing any HIIT, CrossFit, or weights. We actually call phase 1 of our program Slingshot because we pull back before we push forward. We get our clients back into nervous system balance. We get them back healthy. We get them back feeling good, having more energy, sleeping well, and all the health markers down. Once they've done all this and they've done the prep work, almost like prehab work, I suppose, they've done the prep work and they've built the habits in and they're doing 80% with the habits, well, guess what? They're ready to move on to the next phase. But you're not ready to do HIIT and CrossFit and weights before you built your foundations and before you've optimized your health. That will essentially just make you feel even worse. And shift 3, the shift 3 is that, look, you're probably too restrictive in Monday to Friday. You're eating really low calorie, you're eating really healthy. But then at the weekend, you let it all go to shit. And you eat like Dwayne Johnson when he has his pancake day on a Sunday, and you maybe have too many beers and just eat 6,000, 7,000 calories on a Saturday and Sunday, and it knocks you over your baseline calories for the week. And this is what I tend to see for guys when they're looking at losing weight, is that they've just got too restrictive and too low calorie, and they end up hating the process and they can't stick it out for the long run. So this is why it's super important to have a goal, to have a roadmap, and have clarity on why certain things are happening and how to change them, and then make it exciting and enjoyable. And this is the shift that you're going to have to make throughout this process. Now, look, what is the thing? I'm going to show you some wicked results, by the way, in the next few slides. But look, what if I told you you could still lose weight and enjoy your weekends? And this is amazing, right? And I'm going to show you some of the crazy results on the next page, but it doesn't have to be so restrictive. And you can still have some junk food. And we actually encourage it so you can enjoy the process, right? And not feel too restrictive. And that's why our guys are with us 6, 12 months, because they see the value in it. They're enjoying the process. Yes, they're seeing results, but they're enjoying it. And this is where a lot of people go wrong. Now, look at this. This is actually one of my clients, Tom. Tom joined me about 7 weeks ago. Now, look at it. This is exceptional results. And this is from 96 centimeters to 77. So pretty much 8 inches, right? 8 inches off his waist in 8 weeks. People will be happy that within 8 months or 2 years. And you can see it's not always linear. It's not lost every week, but he's pretty much lost every week. An inch a week, 2.5 centimeters a week. Now, how do we do this? Do we get him training hours and hours a day? Do we get him training twice a day? Do we get him doing HIIT and CrossFit? Did we get him on a really low calorie diet? No, Tom's eating more than what he's ever ate before. And that's the truth. We optimized his health. Once again, we did the professional audit for 7 days. Then we said to Tom, look, this is what we're going to do for month 1. We're going to bring your nervous system back into balance. We're going to sort out your digestive issues. And we're going to just make you feel better and calm everything down. Bam, look at those results in month 1. Look at this. We dropped all the way down to below 86, 4 inches in month 1, just by optimizing his health. And he didn't really do a lot, just mobility, breath work, some journaling, some stretching. It's the prep work before we do the main work. After first 4 weeks, we got him in the gym. But look at this, 8 inches. Would you love 8 inches off in 8 weeks? And that's incredible. Now, what I'm going to actually talk you through now is Sean as well. And Sean's one of my clients that has been with me, I think, around 7 weeks now. And it's October 20th that I'm actually recording this webinar. Now, Sean, It tried countless personal trainers, spent thousands on program. Actually, spent in his last program £3,000. Never saw any change in his body, his mind, or health change in the long term. Maybe got quick results for 2 or 3 weeks, but fell off. And when I was on the discovery call with Sean, I pointed out to him, I said, I know why you struggle to do this. And you haven't built the foundations of your house. And the foundations of your house comes from having awareness of what's happening with your health and your mindset. It's coming from building your habits and your routines daily. And it's coming from having a roadmap. Once we build these foundations, you've got a good, strong system, and we'll keep you accountable to that. You'll keep changing. Now, look, I know I can say this and you probably won't believe me, so I'm going to show you the results as well. So look, 6 inches lost in 6 weeks for Sean. He's feeling fitter and stronger than ever. He's thriving at work and he's got more energy and time with his kids. Bam, there you go. Everyone would love that amount of change in 6 weeks. Pretty much 16 centimeters, which is just over 6 inches, which is absolutely incredible change in 6 weeks. And I'm not stopped there. I've actually got thousands of transformations, so I can't actually fit them all on here, but I'm going to show you some of the other guys as well and what's possible. Like, look, you probably tried this and it's probably so demoralizing. I've been in that situation where you run your body into the ground to get a result. And it is tiring. You don't feel great. And maybe you're fed up of being on a low calorie diet. Maybe you're fed up of having no plan or direction. And this is where, by putting your health first, having a plan, having a direction, having high level of accountability really works. Most people haven't got a plan. They're just trying to work out and they're hoping that this time it's going to change. And I'm telling you right now, well, if you don't have awareness of what's happening with your health, you don't look to take a deep dive into your mindset, and you don't look at your habits, or we do an excuse audit with our clients so you can see the excuses that you're doing. When you do all this stuff, you're more likely to take a change. Now, here's the thing, right, that I always tell to people, especially when I'm on a call with them or when they message me privately or through the Facebook page, what will happen right now if you don't change? Imagine that we future pace like 12 months from now. Imagine that your health gets even worse. Maybe your blood sugar is even higher. Maybe you've got even more of a dull headache. Maybe you've got even more low energy. Maybe you're not sleeping very well. Maybe your skin issues even worse. Maybe you've got even worse IBS. Maybe you feel even more bloated, and maybe you're avoiding even more family members or social occasions at work. That's creating more anxiety and pressure. Maybe you ain't got energy to run around with your kids, or maybe you're in black and bag clothes. What will your life look like? And it's so important. So if you imagine 12 months from now, your health is going to be in a worse place unless you get this tackled. That's a cold, hard truth. And what will also happen, your physique won't change. So your self-confidence and self-trust will be down. And your mind and well-being will deteriorate, especially if you've got instability in your blood sugar, especially if you've got high blood pressure, especially if your sleep isn't great, especially if I've got awareness of what's happening with your thought processes, especially if you're not in control of these things or you're not in a great environment or striving for success, your mind and well-being will deteriorate. And this is a lot of stuff that we work on with our guys. Now, look, how are we different and ours is different? And look, this is Stephen. Look at this, 14 inches. He was actually on a CPAP machine as well for his sleep apnea. He's off that now. And here's AD as well as a tattoo artist, 8 inches off his waist and 14 kilos down. These are the level of results that our guys get by building a system for life, working on the habits, working on the mindset and putting the health first. Then we look at the diet and the training. Personal trainers and coaches have got this all wrong. They're trying to look at all this other stuff before they look at these three things. And this is why we're so different and why our level of results are second to none. And clients are still getting them in 6 months or 12 months. You reach out to some of these guys right now, and they're still doing it. And here's some more results, right? And you can see Toby here, 10 inches off his waist. Richie, 6 inches off his waist. Salim, 9 inches off his waist. These are all in 16 to 24 week periods. So imagine what your life would be like if you committed to 16 to 24 weeks of actually putting your health first, working on your mindset and your habits, what you could actually achieve. And what does this mean for every other area of life? That you're going to push your business and career more. You've got more energy. You're going to sleep better. You're going to run around with your kids more. It's your vehicle to changing the rest of your life. And this is why I'm so passionate about this stuff, because I've been in that dark hole. I've been in that pit. And I'm so passionate about helping guys that are there that want to step out and just want more. They want more from life. And that's why I'm so passionate about what we're doing. And I'm just going to throw a few more acts. We've got that many. And here's Ross, look, 13 inch off his waist. Mark, 7 inch off his waist. Jason, 6 inch off his waist. This is incredible results, high level results, I might add. From real guys. These aren't bodybuilders. These aren't athletes. These are real guys that have got families, that work a lot, that have maybe had issues with the mindset or mental health. These are real guys that we're working with here. So don't feel that you are alone. So look, I'm going to recap because this is quite different to what other coaches would have probably told you about. Now, let me tell you, other coaches would have probably said, hey, be in a calorie deficit, move more, eat less. And that's a superficial way of looking at things. We got a granular level. And the number one, put your health first. Go and track your blood pressure, your heart rate, your resting heart rate, your heart rate variability, your sleep, your blood sugar, your blood pressure, if I've not said those already, and your aerobic capacity and your CO2 tolerance. These are things that we track with our guys. This gives us a total understanding of where they're at and what needs to be done to get them to where they need to be. If you don't do that, you can't create a roadmap. Next thing, you'll be doing the wrong type of training. If your health's off, your habits are off, and you're doing high intensity training, it's too much for you right now. Go back to basics. You've got to pull back before you push forward, right? And when you do that and you balance out your nervous system, you're going to get so much fitter and stronger than everyone else. You're going to skyrocket past them. Other people you maybe get quick results 3 weeks. We're going to get results 12 months. So if you want that, you've got to listen to that advice. And number 3, your food's too restrictive and low. Monday to Friday, really clean. Saturday, Sunday, you binge. And maybe or first 3 weeks really good, but then you can't sustain it. You need a system that's going to work for over a 12-month period. And look, the hard truth, I'm going to say this to you right now. I'll give you some great level information in here, and you'll probably find even more in my Facebook group. Make sure you join as well. But most people don't act on information. I could tell you exactly right now what's changed. If I had a 30-minute call, I'd point out exactly what needs to be done in 60 minutes with you and show you what to do. But unless you actually action it and have accountability, you're going to struggle to move forward. And Einstein actually said, you're never going to solve a problem from the same level of mindset that created it. And that's why having a mentor, having a coach, having a community, having a support network works so damn well for you to change. Now, look, this is why I'm going to offer something unique to you. And this is actually the first webinar that I've done. But look, if you're ready to transform your health, have a limitless energy and overcome your mindset blocks, and if you feel like this is you and you've understood everything I spoke about and you feel this is great, I'm going to offer you a free session where me and you hop on the phone and we diagnose your problems and what's going wrong. And I'm going to give you the roadmap for free. I'm going to show you what you need to do over 3 months and 6 months and to get the results that you need to do. Now, you've got 2 options right now. Number 1, stage 1, keep doing the yo-yo diets. Keep jumping from another plan to another plan. Don't do your health audits. Don't track your health markers. Don't work on your habits and mindset first. But you will stay stressed, overweight, anxious and depressed over your body and health. So that's option 1. Or option 2, we could connect personally. And I can see if we can help you implement this into a lifestyle for you. And I'm not saying that you will be a good fit, but if I think we are a good fit for our offer, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite you into our program. And I'm going to show you, and you can get the level of results that thousands of our guys have got. So look, here's a link to click a call with me. But if not, make sure you come and join the Facebook group or you reach out to me on Facebook. I'd love to connect with you guys as well. And hopefully this has given you awareness of what's happening in your life right now and what needs to improve. So thanks for spending 20 to 30 minutes with me on this webinar, and hopefully speak to you soon.